called God.
Testing, testing. You got it? Can we hear? All right. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to CCA's Mobile Carrier Show. I want to start out by thanking this year's Pinnacle sponsors, as always. Really important thing. Our sponsors, Ericsson, Huawei, Interop Technologies, Nokia, Sprint, T-Mobile, and TNS. CCA and the entire membership thanks you, and we appreciate your support. Without this generous support, this gathering and also our important advocacy efforts could not be possible, so thank you very much. We're off to an early start, so I hope we've gotten that first cup of coffee and maybe a bite to eat. Just please keep going through the lines. I'll just keep talking. And I wanted to thank Brightstar and Telecommunications Law Professionals for their generous support, providing the coffee and the breakfast this morning. So we'll hear it for them. Hey, way to go, guys. Full stomach is always a little better to get. I'm also pleased that our audience extends beyond this hall. Hearty welcome to all those who are joining us by webcast, which is made possible by our broadcast partner, RCR Wireless, pointing to the camera back there. Thank you. I appreciate it. We have a busy morning, so let me just quickly get on with the matter of business and the keynotes. But first, let me sort of give you a short update from CCA, including some of our recent successes, our continuing challenges, and issues that may affect CCA members in the immediate future. Since we last met, I think it's pretty safe to say that the political landscape in Washington, D.C. is pretty different. The nation's capital has essentially undergone what I call a complex musical chairs operation. We have a new administration in the White House. We have new members of Congress, new chairmen, a new chairman of the FCC, and not to mention thousands of political appointees yet to be named and appointed. So with these changes really comes an enormous challenge of educating incoming members of Congress and the administration on those issues that are most important policy issues for competitive carriers. But I'll tell you that I don't think CCA has missed a beat. We're meeting with returning members of Congress, new members of Congress, new policymakers, and new people down at the FCC. And we're fast and furious on trying to make those rounds. I'm delighted to say that our continued and united support and dedication to this hard work recently paid off in a big way on the Mobility Fund 2. We had a remarkable success on this issue. I think it was a true turnaround, thanks to the outstanding efforts of CCA members and, of course, our staff. We were facing a flash cut of the Legacy Support Program, the CAF program, no clear transition plan for us, unknown funding levels for the new program and the legacy program, and no duration of the new program. And our friends on the Hill, the friends in Congress, continued not only to champion the issue, but they came to our aid to ensure that the FCC understood the importance of mobile broadband in rural America. And the new chairman of the FCC, I think, got the message and led the FCC to vote on a $4.53 billion program over 10 years and a reasonable legacy phase-down effort. So I want to thank all the CCA members who met with FCC, who met with members of Congress and told them about the Mobility Fund 2 and its importance and supported our advocacy effort. There is no doubt in my mind that our collective efforts and you, the membership, came to the aid, and it made a huge difference, a real difference in the outcome. So thank you. I think you need a round of applause because I've never seen I've never seen the carriers and the members pull together as quickly and as effectively on an issue in years, and so thank you so very much. On the same day that the Mobility Fund 2 decision, the FCC also granted a 5-year waiver to broadband internet access providers with less than 250,000 or fewer connections from the enhanced transparency rules. Now, this was, I think, another win for competitive carriers, many of whom are small businesses who now can really focus their resources on something more worthy than the FCC had proposed, such as maybe building out your service area in rural America and serving your customers. So that too, I think, was a good way to start out the year. Another important ongoing policy issue is the 600 megahertz incentive auction. We're still under anti-collusion rules, as you probably know, but I think it's safe to say that there's been significant progress and some hopeful CCA members that this auction, the first of its kind, may have turned out well for some of you. We've been involved from the very start on the incentive auction. We were able to help establish the auction rules to make it realistic and I think an equitable process for smaller carriers, especially from the size of the auction blocks to even the smallest carrier could bid and expect to win on much needed spectrum in their service area. And I hope that many CCA members, large and small, were successful, and we will continue to work to ensure that we have the opportunity to deploy this new spectrum as soon as possible. So rest assured, we're going to make sure we remain diligent and ensure that policymakers stick to the 39-month time frame so that you can get access to the spectrum ASAP. Now, looking down the road, we have, I think, the reach to tackle some of the challenges ahead. Infrastructure is among the greatest. Many CCA members have faced significant challenges, including delays, unreasonable costs when trying to work with federal, state, and local authorities on tower siting plans. One look at this chart, I think, yeah, there you go. And it's easy to see just how complicated and confusing the process can be. And I'm very positive that that with you and your help, we will address these roadblocks. I note that Congress, FCC, and the White House are going to be critical to whether or not we are successful in moving our agenda here. So we're going to be calling on you and hoping that you continue to engage with us. Just 2 weeks ago, I testified before Congress on the important issues. I was very delighted to see so many members of Congress not only interested, but asked questions and were truly seeking solutions. So in support of our heightened focus on infrastructure, it pleases me to announce that CCA now serves on the Critical Infrastructure Task Force. And we will continue to work tirelessly on the infrastructure issue and look forward to keeping you apprised of developments in the weeks and months ahead. Now, as we consider our recent success, and I look forward to these challenges, but I'd like again to thank our members who made this success possible. And I would and be in debt to this staff, and I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the CCA staff and all the hard work that they put in. I am enormously proud of the work and their accomplishments. And together, I think with our members and our advocacy efforts, we're going to continue to make progress. And I know we'll all work diligently to advance those interests. Now, speaking of which, I'm confident we will also continue our progress in the legislative and advocacy field. So one of the most meaningful ways to help us help you is to join the Washington for Capitol Hill Day event so that we can make sure that your voice is heard loud and clear with your elected representatives. Nothing speaks louder to a member of Congress than the voices from their constituents. So I urge you, carriers and associates, everyone is a constituent someplace, to join us on June 14th in Washington, D.C. For our annual fly-in event. New members of Congress need to understand how important these issues are to you, and returning members of Congress need to know that the competitive carriers still need their help, and I look forward to seeing you there, June 14th. CCA has also relaunched our Take Action platform to directly connect you with your members of Congress. And you can take action right now, if you like. To support our efforts in Washington, you can text CCA Mobile and your text to 52886, and you can get engaged while you sit right here. So thank you very much for allowing me to give you an update. And now we're going to move right on to our speakers. And we have Mr. Michael Poth. It's a very timely appearance for Michael. I'd like to turn to